operating all or a portion of the municipal WPWA offices. As usual, the council may adjourn into an executive session for the purpose of discussing the above item pursuant to Title 25 OS Section 307B3. Kind of my plan was to explain how we got to this position. There have been some questions that have come up as I was entering the building about the property. I thought that we would ask some of the audience if they had some questions that we might be able to clear those up. Get some of that discussion out of the way. I thought that arrange for a bus, which is parked out front, the council would choose to. We could actually take a tour. In fact, I think it would be a good idea that we take a tour of the property that's being discussed. Upon coming back from the recess of our regularly scheduled meeting, we will, of course, reconvene into regular session, and should the council at that time wish to adjourn into executive session, we will certainly entertain that motion and adjourn into executive session for the purpose of discussing real property. With that being said, at this time I'd like to give a little brief explanation as to how we got to this point. Late last week, either Wednesday, I believe it was Wednesday, as I was walking back to my grocery store, I was approached by Craig Tubb in the parking lot on the north side of the grocery store about whether or not the city of Wagoner would have any interest at all in the Arvest building that has been vacated, of course, by Arvest and relocated out in a beautiful new building out on Highway 51. My initial reaction to Craig was, I really don't think so, Craig. I don't know, how we would, first of all, how we would pay for it, and first of all, what we would need it for. There's been, over the last 10 years or so of my tenure, there's been a great deal of discussion from time to time regarding the possibility of building a new city hall. Basically just been talk. We have never come up with a plan or the money to do so. After my discussion with Craig and my initial reaction, I got thinking about it. The next morning, I came down and approached Rhonda. Rhonda is, of course, the elected city clerk of the city of Wagoner, and basically is in charge of this building. And a lot of the people that work in this building, along with City Superintendent Larry Morgan and Public Works Director Dwayne Eagle. We had some initial discussions about the possibilities and the logistics of what we could do, if anything, regarding the purchase of that building. I asked him to think about it over the weekend, and we would get back together for further discussion on Monday morning. Real estate transactions, as a lot of you are aware of, materialized rapidly. This was a situation that presented itself very rapidly, and I felt like, in my opinion, that it was something that this council should at least discuss the possibility. It was something that I did not have control of making a decision without some input from you guys to not even discuss it. I wanted just to bring it before the council to discuss the possibility of the purchase and see what type of interest, if any, that you had on it. Starting Monday afternoon and into Tuesday, there were some further negotiations between Craig and I, Mr. Hicks, and also the owner of the building, Arvest Bank people, at least the lady that was in charge of the real estate properties for Arvest Bank. The initial asking price for the piece of property was $210,000. which includes the lot directly to the west of the building. I believe there's approximately 180 linear feet that borders Cherokee Street. As far as trying to lock in the piece of property, as we were talking about it, it came to my knowledge that there were several people looking at the building. At one point, I know it was shown at least one time, if not two times. I felt it was important enough that we act quickly on it, and if there was any interest, then we can proceed further with the building. Craig wanted, as most people say, he wanted a contract, and after visiting with him, he's fully aware, and Mr. Hicks made him fully aware also, the Wagoner Public Works Authority to that building. Wagoner Public Works would include Dwayne, the cashiers in the window, and the building clerks, and all of the equipment necessary to do the billing, and also to accept payment. The building is naturally set up for that, as all of you will see when we go down a little bit and look at it. The items that will be left here at City Hall will be all city functions, including court, payroll, human resources, purchasing, accounting, and the council room. And one of the major problems that we're having here, and I'm sure some of you are aware of, every Monday we have court in this building. That docket is sometimes extended not only to Monday, but it's also extended, there's a disposition docket almost every week now. And most recently, we've taken on a juvenile court docket at the request of District Judge Jill Shepard, and also at the request of Chief Bob Haley. It's worked out very well. That juvenile court system has a third day. It's an already hectic, busy City Hall. When juvenile court is in session, although we have this room that's plenty capable of holding most of the people that are involved in the court situation, juvenile court's a little bit different. When you have a juvenile in here with a judge, only one person can be in here with the judge at the time. That means one day we had 15 juveniles that were going through the court docket. We had 14 of them lying down the hall with their parents all the way out into the lobby, making it extremely difficult to do business that we need to. We've got a Public Works Director that's in charge of a $16 million budget that's basically operating out of a closet for an office. When he has to have any type of conference with his men, with any of the Department of Environmental Quality or anybody concerned with Public Works in the city of Wagoner, they have to come in here. If court's not in session, and if this room's not being used for something else. Traffic in and out of the doors both ways, making it a very difficult system. As I said at the beginning of my presentation, for many years we talked about the possible need and construction of a new city hall. It's a matter of dollars. Building a $210,000 offer to sell from RVS, $190,000 offer to purchase the building on the table for the council to make a decision on it if they choose to. Because what we risk you do all annually is that, this is how we're running on this way. Camera systems that are still in here. No, the fine. Oh, from there, and then we have two in here. That's the CEO. And all of that, it's all parking. And then you got a nice sidewalk, and you got risking on. You got, extra water. There's a piece of track there. Yeah.